Hello, it's Prince Easy, and uh, you were quick to take down my last video. It vanished so quick, like they had their finger hovering over the button to flag my stuff. I struck a nerve. I struck a nerve. That's all I can say. I struck a nerve. Well, this time we're gonna strike even deeper, right? So I have prepared like two videos, yeah, this one and the one after that. So let's talk about the one that they took down and said supposedly I violated some. Well, it's a system, so we shall tiptoe through it. So the video was titled Feed Jacob, basically. And basically I went out to point out the difference between Esau and Jacob, right? Wherein Jacob being Israel, right? And of course I went on, of course, to say again that both of these are also belief systems. They're also belief systems, right? Belief systems, right? If you even look at their nature, one is a wandering person, another one is a farmer, right? A wandering person is more likely to have gods than a person who is settling in one place. That person only has a god, right? Because the wandering causes them to interact with more people. You understand what I'm saying? So it is both a belief and a people's, right? How do you know you are which? Is quite easy. Jacob's peoples are black. Their skin is black. Okay? That is Jacob. Their skin is black. Esau, their skin is white. Right? White skin. Okay? That's easily the difference. And then, due to different reasons, there are those that are actually hybrids. Okay? Hybrids at different degrees, right? At different degrees, but either way, they are hybrids. Okay? And as usual, they are products of both worlds, and there's no point to denying that, right? Just like in the spiritual sense, okay? Just like in a spiritual sense, it's the same thing. Yes? So then, because this is much more of the salvation of the soul, the question was put upon Esau to join Jacob, to live like Jacob, because that's the way that God wanted, right? Now, some agreed, some disagreed, but prophecy is prophecy, right? Esau was given power and rose up against Jacob, right? And took Jacob into slavery for 400 years and so, right? And it was all because Jacob forgot one important thing. that the power they have was ordained by God, and if they were to abuse it or perverse it, then it would cause extreme corruption of the entire world, right? So all of this death began in Africa, right? All of this death and forced teaching began in Africa. Okay, so the teachings have been moving, right? The teachings have been moving from land to land, just causing the same thing that it has caused here, right? Enslavement and death, right? But that is not all, right? That is not all, right? What is more concerning is that Esau was mainly a tool, mainly a device, because of, I don't know, maybe loopholes within their souls that caused them to become perfect agents for destruction of Jacob. Okay, even now, right? Even now, racism can be a catalyst for war. Literally, can be a catalyst for war. That these people see themselves superior than these people, so they attack them to prove a point or something, you know. And it always ends in the same way: death and enslavement, right? So that's what happened to us over here, right? So under Esau, we live paycheck by paycheck. Our bosses live bailout after bailout, and those who bail them out live after war after war. Yes. Well, why does it seem that then the situation of Esau and Jacob is not quite different? If you think about it, it's quite different, and I beg to argue that their situation is actually worse. I beg to argue that their situation is actually worse, right? Because we might be subject to Esau and his pride and whatnot, but at the end of the day, let's not forget that Esau is under dominion of the evil one, right? That's the whole point of making me making this video, is to point that out, that important key detail, that wherever there is a large crowd of Esau's, then the devil is powerful in that area, and it expresses itself in different ways. But we know, right? As now things are being revealed, we know these eruptions of wars are not actually new, right? There are things that existed and we knew about them and we failed to address them, right? But again, that was a vengeance, you know. Like a simple example, it's like me recording these videos, right? You know, I just don't record them like this. All these strikes, they're not just strikes. They always work on my part, always. I just don't pick up a phone and just start recording, you know. I'm allowed to do this, you know. I'm allowed to come here and make these videos, right? So if I have something to say and I don't say it for that particular time, then there is a reason why I'm not saying it, or why I'm not allowed to say it. Okay? So this third party is the one that is in control of Esau, right? And now Esau is finding out that, sheesh, I'm not free. The people that say that they protect our interests they do not actually care. They do not actually care at all about our interests. They have been crying and crying, pointing fingers at Jacob, saying that they are the bad model, but in reality, they're in a much worse situation, and they're about to figure that out. Okay? Because the issue is this: the only way Esau could settle down was if he took over the tent of Jacob. Right? I'm talking about listen now, that wind right there, if it's loud, then I don't know. Excusez-moi. Excuse. There's power in words, man. But listen. So this pointing of fingers, while their situation is actually worse, now Esau is beginning now to on a spiritual level to relate with Jacob, which is actually a good thing, right? We have seen it. Yeah, we have seen it. That we agree now even more. All of those false information, the filtering of information that is exposed to Esau and even captives of Esau, Jacob's, who are over there in Babylon. Well, it is exactly just that, a lack of information. But it's also about knowing who you are. It's important to know who you are. Okay, because these two spirits, Jacob and Esau, these two spirits, they are within us all, right? That's why a black person and a black woman and a black man can produce a white baby, right? That spirit is within us, right? And it's not Nephilim, right? It's not Nephilim. It's just a peoples, right? Just like how God broke the world into continents, He he also broke the peoples, he also broke the languages. Yes, because our coming together, the devil was using that opportunity to destroy us, right? So he had to break our languages, he had to break the land, he had to break into multiple races of peoples, right? To cause that conflict, because that state of conflict stopped the formation of the New World Order, right? It interfered, right? That's why the New World Order, they like this honeycomb pattern, because they want to form a beehive mind control system, right? They want to cause a beehive mind control system where they control thoughts and emotions of people, literally, by influencing them in multiple ways, okay? Back then it was through the media, right? They used the media and magazines and books, right? And then in this age now, it's more of the, it was once the television, and it moved to now you can't even tell what is what. This new age that is going on right now, the AI age, right? You can literally create fake people and fake events and fake environments, right? So it's a problem. Yeah, it's a problem within itself, right? But this brilliance of Esau is being used by the wrong leader, right? Because I said, or I've written there, that Esau and Jacob all have the tools to literally be what they are, right? Eh? Nobody disagree that Esau is very intelligent, yeah, very intelligent. My father always seemed to point that out, you know. But this expression of intelligence is not equal to the expression of intelligence here in Africa because of the difference in wealth. Okay, so we can't really compare the two races because their opportunities are not the same. Yes, so if we agree there, then we can really start to uncover the culprits. Okay, are we together? Right? So there is brilliance in Jacob and in Esau, and this brilliance, this blessing, is to help them both, right? But if there is a change in spirit, if Esau does not want to be in service of Jacob, or Jacob mistreats Esau, like exactly what happened in the past, right? There's this campaign that has been running here in Africa, right, in the past, that people were killing albino, were killing the people with albinism, right? That was a tendency, right? Because there was a war back then that we black people went after people who had white skin, because we mistake them, we confuse them, we think all of them are the Nephilim, the third party, right? Before we even knew that there are other Nephilim that were actually black, right? The Nephilims that were actually black, talking about the pharaohs, yes? So it's like a whole situation where this shape-shifting third party uses both groups, right? Both groups. And when it is time to change regimes, when the order is reset, where Jacob is supposed to rule, You even see them adapting also, right? We see Esau is being forced to produce more and more movies that have black people in them, right? It's not a product of activism, but it is rather a program that is being run by this third party using Esau, right? And what has that resulted to is basically more animosity. More animosity has increased between Esau and Jacob, right? And well, I'm here just to address both parties that it's a trick, you know. The one we think we as Jacobs think that, hey, Esau is responsible for this, yeah? And Esau says, I actually don't know who is responsible for this. I've been living my life, paycheck after paycheck, bailout after bailout, war after war. I don't know neither. I'm busy. I'm told that I have enemies everywhere. Everybody is my enemy, especially the ones that have large beards and say Allah Akbar. Those are the worst, especially if they are white. Yeah. And somehow along the lines, the Esau then, after going after each other, Esau and Esau, they both agreed to go after Jacob, because Jacob settled in a place where there is too much wealth and they do not want Jacob to be Jacob, so they mistreat Jacob. Okay, the world cannot deny this. They mistreat Jacob, right? And then the mistreatment of Jacob causes the whole world to weep, right? Just like the mistreatment of Esau by Jacob. In the past caused the world to weep, right? We all bleed red. That's important right there. We all bleed red. And it is a promise in the Bible that any drop of blood spilled will be repaid. Okay, so this is not good news for Esau, right? A lot of Africans were taken, some of them were murdered, the whole ordeal, basically, you know, understand, yeah. But that sin is now coming back to you, Esau, because in reality, just like Jacob, you lent your ear to devils. You lent your ears to devils. You took bad counsel. Just like how Jacob took bad counsel. So we can learn from our past to help you. Okay, this is what is going to happen. Okay? So the world think that if the world outside Africa crumbles, then Africa will crumble also with it, as we see it has been struggling, right? As it has been struggling because of whatever Esau is doing against Esau, right? But on the surface it is like that, but it is not, ladies and gentlemen. There is a third party, and that's what my focus today. A third party. This third party, what have they done to cause all of these tensions that we are seeing here today? This insanity. There's no other words. Insanity. right? This problem reaction solution program that has been going on. Yeah. So people who deal in oil, arm sales, and large companies that own companies keep on pretending to be Esau on the surface, but deep inside they actually the bloodline of the serpent. The bloodline of the serpent. Yes, the serpent that will strike the heel of the woman, right? And the heel of the woman will strike the head of this serpent and kill it, right? So this is what it is about. The serpent is trying to not get squashed by both Esau and Jacob, because remember, they had the same mother, right? So us coming together, blacks and whites, and realizing that we are no better off, right? We share the same predicaments. In reality, we share the same predicaments, right? And I dare say that the situation of Esau is actually worse than Jacob, right? Me personally, I have zero interests in the lifestyle of Esau, right? The environment, to me, I see it as toxic and harmful and even dangerous to the soul, right? But that's me talking from a place of knowing better, right? Or in other words, a place of privilege. So I'd rather be thankful. Let's just say that. Okay, I'd rather be thankful. But we then have a responsibility, yeah, to shine the light on what Esau has lost, what we have lost as a peoples. Yes. So as we destroy civilization by bringing forth general artificial intelligence that will bring efficiency on almost everything, and it will basically streamline everything and increase production tenfold, knowledge and pleasure. These are the things that will break society. These are the things that broke Babel, right? It was a land of plenty, right? They were wealthy, man. To build that tower, they had to be extremely wealthy. They had to be extremely organized. They had to be extremely civilized to take on this endeavor, right? So again, now Esau and Jacob have to join hands to build the kingdom of God. So Esau is the one with the most right now and the one doing the most right now. They need to stop. They need to stop. They need to stop. Right? This kingdom has started. It has started. Now it is being built. And we need, and I personally need, the brilliance of both Esau and Jacobs of the world. Yeah, I need them. They have importance. They have importance, right? And I need them in this land here. That's another thing that I should point out, because there are those that they use binoculars. They look us from over there where we are actually less powerful, and that's a problem. You know, you can't be in a place that we as a people are less powerful, and you're saying that you are trying to make us powerful, right? There are levels to create brotherly ties, right? Blood, faith. Yeah? We might share faith, but we do not share blood. Yeah? You have no real reason to come here. You are just a visitor. But if you leave your child here and your child gets married here, you have no other choice than to. This is how relationships were formed. This is the basis of civilizations. But since this third party is busy pumping in false ideas about Jacob, it's gonna turn out horrible for Esau, because Jacob is not guilty. So God will stand with Jacob. Okay, it's pretty simple. It's pretty simple. Yeah, it's pretty simple. Okay, and me, I can promise you, I won't bully you. I'm nice to everybody. Too nice, if I may say. Yeah. And I'm really interested in the truth, and the truth is exactly what I'm telling you right now. You shouldn't be looking at the color of the skin, but rather the spirit within. Yeah, the spirit within worketh the hands, and the hands worketh death or life. Yes. So thrift through the spirit, by their fruits you shall know them. Yes. Their fruits will tell them. Will tell you, like, yo, this person is exactly what they are, just evil, right? So war and debt is used to control the world, right? Even here in our country, right? We entered into a ridiculous war that created ridiculous debts that we haven't finished to pay even today. Even today we haven't finished paying. I don't know, unless it was forgiven. Okay, but this is the level of control that Esau has been used by this third party for whatever justification to inflict these things upon Jacob. So the world is about to flip. Literally, the world is about to literally flip on its back. So for those people who hate the truth, their side will be those who say evil is good, right? The warmongers, the big companies that find a way to justify death to make money. All these oil companies that literally bleed us to death every day. They bleed us to death. Yeah? They are the perfect tools for the devil. to manipulate the world, and Esau is just comfortable in this warmth of hell. Esau, you need to wake up. The devil does not like you or us. So it might seem right now he's focused on killing Jacob because Jacob provide kings, but that's not the point. He's killing you as well. He's killing you as well. It might not be by hunger, but by diseases. So we need to figure it out. And it starts like that, with the prince. So a hierarchy needs to be established. You need to stop to whatever they are saying and not fear them. That's where we begin. Right? And wherever intimidation they throw your way, you just stand your ground. Because you're standing for humanity. We are tired of death and struggle and this idiotic and nonsensical life that we are living today. This fictitious life, where prices of fuel can just rise overnight and people somehow find a scientific equation to justify it, while literally the effects of that doing that is death. Literally the effects of doing that is death, right? Or how all these companies, like when a company fires like 3,000 people in Babylon, okay, the environment of Babylon is toxic, is very suicidal, right? The guns are right there, the stress is very high. They say time, right? The black man care no about no time. Okay, and these people have been blaming the black man. You know, the time is a tool of the devil. Okay, you look at your watch, you see that your life is wasting, but it's not your life. Your life is a grace, people. Your life is a privilege. You waking up every day is not because you're gonna die at 60. God is in control, and the world is about to be reminded harshly. Harshly, unfortunately, because people have come, have spoken, have yelled, and all they have gotten is threats, being killed. That's all they got. So Michael is here, and what do you expect is gonna happen? So me saying that we need to wake up and join forces, it means that exactly that. Or else it's not gonna be good for either Esau or Jacob. So that's the first part. Prince Easy. I'll see you when I see you. Bye. Love you.